Yes, that is our intro for this grand final. Sito versus 102 on Level Up TV with me, Disrepute. And joining me is Vor. We're on to the third map now in this best of 5 series, and Sito have got a lot of work to do. This is Deliberate Murder's map pick as well, so it's not looking kind to them. Let's have a look at the
only
lineups.
upside, of course, is that this is a map that Sito are very good on usually, but I have to wonder whether the addition of Krista to their lineup will change that on this map.
Yeah, I mean, Dimitri, especially missing him, I think he does such valuable work on this map.
He does do a lot of good work with the lightning gun on this map. I mean, when he moves out of red and quite often takes control of the area surrounding the red, the upper area in particular, you know, he's very effective at doing that for his team. You know, Chris is certainly a great player, but it's how well drilled they are with, you know, him playing in a role instead of Dimitri.
Right, so Krissa, Q50, DDK and Zyrinx is the Sito lineup. Remains the same from the second map. 102, Deliberate Murder with Pavel, Iked's Immortal and Fortune. The same for the first two maps. Gonna go live on Purgatory. Again, another double power-up map, but a little bit faster pace to this one, you say.
Certainly can be.
Krissa off the start. Gets that rocket launcher spawn in the upper corridor. That's going to be a key location to control. Immortal caught out from behind by Krissa. Heavy damage with the rockets.
They didn't drop his lightning gun this.
Well played. Don't want to drop those key weapons at any point during this map. Give it to your opponents. Just a reminder for everybody watching that the players don't see the timers on the left hand side. Those icons representing the items, the major items, the 2 yellow armors and the red armor. 2 yellow arms are up at the moment, no one's picked them up yet. And the power-ups, the battle suit is the orange icon, the quad damage is the blue one. They're about to spawn any second now. They shouldn't really know what time they're going to be up. Immortal grabs that one right on spawn. Just getting lucky there. They happen to walk over it as it spawned. Just calling for a pause as well.
Yeah, it's been Iked's, you know, all throughout the maps tonight. He has issues with his ping. You can see it's up to 100 or so at the moment.
Fight. 3, 2, 1, fight.
And now here's the battle. So in the hands of DDK, UK international player.
Prepare to fight.
See him regularly on the Face It streams now every Sunday.
Fight.
Just making it across the lava. You don't take damage if you go into the lava with the battle suit. It protects you against it. 3 times damage protection against that. Ikeds gets taken out. That quad is, of course, eliminated. So it's a free battlesuit run across the map. He's just securing out the pickup of the rail. Oh, that's a nice frag for DDK. Second frag off the bat as well. Gets him an excellent award. 2 frags within 1.5 seconds.
Quite a nice quad run in the end, but it actually hasn't brought them into a lead.
Battlesuit, yeah.
There we go, it has off the back of that power up, and you know, they need this, they really need a good start, Sito. You know, they have to forget about throwing away that previous map, and they have to win this.
To me, it was more about the intelligence DDK. I mean, it was just an objective-based power run. They took the railgun. Look, they picked up the next railgun from that as well with Krissa. As long as he doesn't drop this, it works out well. Yeah, didn't drop it. And they took over the red armor room as well. So, you know, he didn't get many frags with the battlesuit, but he did take over the key areas they wanted to control. We are following Pavel. Picking up that Mega, moving out towards the railgun. It's up any second, and he's going to know that by the way that Sito are rushing towards it. He already had a rail, in fact. Oh my god, what a great rocket on the drop down. Zyrinx has survived out, though. He's going to be key on this map, Vor.
Oh, he will be. They need a big performance from him now.
This is a map. I mean, if there's one player that excels in this map, you have to say it's Zyrinx. When he gets
Quite often that is the case, for sure.
Yeah, when he gets a clear run of the map, we see so many frags from him, so much damage across the board, and he just survives some minutes at a time.
Of course, the only risk with his playstyle is sometimes he is isolated from his team, and I don't know, in such a close game as this, there could be holes in that way of playing that may be exploited.
Well, especially the way 102 plays such tight-knit as a team. Quad is up. Pavel grabs that one. Looks like the battlesuit might be in the hands of 102 as well. Let's switch around. Yeah, Immortals grab that one.
That's disastrous.
It's not a good start for Sito, who've been so solid on the power-ups throughout the season and dropping a double power-up only on the second set of spawn. So everybody knew the time of it. He picks up the red armor, switching back to the quad. Krista is going to gun him down.
That was unbelievably bad by Pavel. Good by Krista, but Pavel just missed about 5 shotguns on Krista.
That's very rare for him to do that as well. Usually so efficient with his weaponry. Immortal just finishing off that run, taking over the red room. It's up in 5 seconds time, we can see by the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, slightly missed opportunity perhaps to build a bigger difference on the scoreboard, but they are still in very good control.
Krista dropping down, trying to hit those rockets, but he didn't really do any damage, and Immortal picks up another frag on DDK there. So they're kind of going aggressive in this red room with no items. That's a bad sign.
They have to be very careful about when they go aggressive as well. I mean, there wasn't the good time to do it because of the weapon difference, but you know, it actually has worked out in that they now get to sit in this red room and they get to be the ones who defend.
Yeah, Zyrex just waiting it out. He read the situation well to try and support with the rail. He's just had to back off though for this yellow. They did grab the red. I guess that's the important thing about that room. Grab the items. You don't really want to be caught inside that room. Zyrex is going shotgun and shotgun with Pavel though. Who's going to come out on top?
Wow.
Pavel.
You have to say that's not what we expect from Zyrex to lose a fight like that, but Pavel is such a good fighter that happens, and that's perhaps what they're not used to so far in this competition, Sito.
Yeah, I mean, Zyrex is used to really not being challenged for minutes at a time, just cruising around the map. Nobody's really hunting him down, taking pot shots at will. When he's needed in the big areas, by then he's already got a stack, so he's very effective. But if you've got a guy like Pavel, who's kind of doing a similar role usually, just coming up against Zyrex each and every time, you don't ever get that ability for Zyrex to stack, but we'll see about it now because Quad's going to be up, and Sito are in position for that. The Battlesuit's looking better off in terms of armor. I'm going to switch back to the Quad,
Not in terms of weapons, though. The Battlesuit, it has a rocket to his name now.
Red armor gathered in by the Quad carrier, DDK. 18 frags is the margin already, though. Really wants this lightning gun. He's dropped towards it, though, and Immortal read that so well. Somehow DDK survived that long. I was amazed he did.
Yeah, he actually nearly found his way out of that. And that's one of the worst positions you can be caught in, where DDK was, and he almost managed to win the fight still.
They are calling a timeout. They can't let this lead slip any further, though, Sito. It's the third map. They're 2-0 down. If they lose this one, it's out. It's over. Deliberate Murder are the champions, the Russian team. And they would be the second year they're the champions, and the second year they'd beaten Sito.
But Immortal, we can see he's not in a good position. When they do time back in, I don't think he can survive this. The lightning gun from Chris is right on him at the moment. He has no rocket with which to try and escape or counter this.
Plasma only got 5 bolts, same with lightning gun. Chris has got exceptional aim. Oh my god, he just hit it solid! I can't believe he got the frag there. Chris was weak though, but that was really quite surprising. He managed to pick out a frag there. Just shows that fighting ability of 102, never giving up.
They have a 21 frag lead 5 minutes in. That is significant. It is nothing to
scoff at.
No, that is, yeah. It's not a good sign.
% lightning gun for Fortune, just covering this yellow. Look at that. The spawn kill Q50 will be raging.
Anyone would be angry. I mean, you're losing and then you get that happen to you.
There we go. Big attack coming up. They're going aggressive on Fortune, but they're wasting so much time. Wow, that's a great rocket. His placement of rockets, Fortune, is the best in the business. Such a good job, especially with his high ping he usually plays with. So we follow Immortal now, waiting for that meg health. Going to get him up to around 190 health.
Loves some lightning gun ammo at the moment, and he'll be very good leading into these next power-ups. This is the key time, of course. These fights now leading up to these power-ups.
Oh, misses his shotguns, and Chris only pays the price. Wow, another timeout called.
These timeouts will be frustrating Sito as well. I mean, understandably so as well. I mean, you're trying to come back and you get these constant interruptions to the game, just disrupting your flow.
It's difficult, and it is definitely going to help in the mind game sake, especially just taking Sito's map by 2 frags at the death. Sito are going to be in a bit of disarray going into this map, never mind with these thrown in timeouts to wind them up. I mean, it's not they need to use them. Ickers is just been disconnected from the server even, so they're only left with 3, but it is going to wind them up. Let's have a look at some of the stats. I mean, Chris, a 48% lightning gun. He really needs to be given one more often. 52 rail. Let's cycle through some of the other players. Pavel, 73.90 on the stack. as some of his stats. 100% rail for him. 24% plasma is really quite a high statistic there. Let's go. Immortal has just been killed. Underground. And Fortune in the sort of by the rocket launcher, the upper rocket launcher. 37% lightning gun for him. Let's switch around. DDK. 60% rail. He's really beasting the rail at the moment, but he's not paid out in any kind of map wins.
Yeah, I was actually amazed at some of DDK's railing on the previous maps. I mean, he's not a player who you'd associate with being, aim-based and relying on hitting these ridiculous percentages, but tonight he certainly is. He's hitting great shots.
Following Zyrinx, who's 100 at the moment. Lightning gun in hands, in 26% with that, but 60% rail. The cycle round to back to Krista again. We saw him earlier, so I think I will stick with Zyrinx because 100, he could potentially meet Fortune in the upper corridor. We'll have to see where their fourth player will spawn in, whether that'll be Ickheads or they'll get Starosta in if he's just completely disconnected and can't return. Q50. Now, he's not in the right mindset for this one, Vought.
No, it doesn't look like it. I mean, it's understandable, the frustration of the constant timeouts, the bad ping. Certainly he's used to playing with much better conditions, but you kind of have to try your best to ignore that and try and come back in this game, because you lose this map, it's over. There's no second chances beyond this.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute round, and already, we're cutting in. We've already passed a quarter of the way through. We're about a third in. It's worry time for Sito with that kind of frag difference. 25 odd frags. What are they doing then? They're discussing about a replacement. Ickheads is just going to leave now, so that's a mid-round sub, despite the fact that he's actually able to play, which I find an interesting scenario.
He's able to play, but we've seen constant interruptions that his connection's causing to this game, so perhaps it is for the best that he does step aside.
Sasha direct, 80 ping though, that's not a great ping to come in.
But if it's stable, then it's better than Ickheads, who was
coming in cold in a
999.
high intensity game.
Well, that's another factor, isn't it? Ickheads is playing well, so you take him out, you put in a cold player, it's perhaps going to be a problem. Who knows?
Bear in mind that is his name. We know him by Starosta, but we'll call him Sasha direct, I think.
Sasha is a better way of saying it.
Sasha. Yeah, there is Fortune going down. Sasha going to get taken out as well by Zyrinx. Not as efficient as we've seen him in the past, though. Again, as you pointed out before. Red armor going to be up. It's just taken right in front of Zyrinx's eyes. I don't think he was too happy about that one. The damage to the red armor carrier as well is not going to go down. Well, can he save this? That's great bit of LG work, great bit of dodging as well. Is he going to be pushed off it? He manages to survive and grab it. He's got very low health, but it's a double power-up grab. DDK doing quite a lot of machine gun damage before going down, but only 12 health for Zyrinx. If he can survive this out, though, he can do some serious work around that red room. He just needs health. He's only got the 5 bubbles to work with. It's better than nothing, though, and with the battle suit, you are going to survive for a while.
Yeah, he's not going to be killed quickly, even with this relatively low health.
I mean, this timeout could have worked out pretty well for them if they discussed tactics and what they need to lock down, and the new player coming in cold.
Yeah, that is a major factor. I mean, Sasha has to get up to the tempo of the game immediately.
And that is a very difficult job. The 2 quick frags there we saw from DDK. Excellent defensive work there. As we saw Zyrinx in the coverage role behind him. Nice play by Zyrinx there, just dodging the relay. He didn't want to try and take him on. He would have been fragged, I think, with the health and armor he had at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have liked to have tried to pick up the kill, but I think it was more important he stayed alive, because he's in a good position.
Coming in for this red. Comes up against Immortal. That's great, LG. Picking up the frag.
Made it very easy for him, but Zyrinx, he hit the shots.
You got to hit it. And Zyrinx now is in that position where he's got the armor, he's got a good array of weapons, and he does just give away his rocket launcher. He could do the rail. That's what Zyrinx loves. And
there we go.
Thank you very much. And he's got a rocket back as well.
And this is the kind of situation he loves to be in. He's got a stack. He's got weapons. He can make things happen now. He can look to push areas of the map that he feels he needs to do for his team.
That has had a massive effect on the game, that substitute at the moment, because they are really starting to bring this back. Sito leading up to the power-ups as well. Zyrinx is just going to Secure this out by himself. Is he? Oh, that's a great frag by Sasha, and he's gonna have needed support now. Sasha get machine gun down. DDK does grab that one, but it meant Sito couldn't quite challenge the quad in the end. Wow, grenade almost hit Immortal. Wow, look at the lightning gun damage he takes. He's only got 10 health.
I
Has
can't
to back off.
believe he tried to expose himself to that fight. I mean, it's such a disadvantage. I mean, he's playing against strong players here. You can't peek over the edge like that against Lightning Gun.
Now he's got the mega health, so he's taking his time. That's intelligent play from him. Where is that Battlesuit? There it is. DDK coming through. Trying to hit the rockets. He doesn't connect though. That's great bit of quad play by Immortal.
Yeah, very, very nice by Immortal. Can't get on that red, but look, it doesn't matter. I mean, he just has to stay disciplined and not throw his life away. Stay in positions like this and he'll be in an area where he'll pick up kills.
Oh, he's been caught in a position now. He could get railed down pretty easily though. Wow.
Wow, I don't believe he killed Cruster there with that rocket.
Yeah, Chris didn't seem to drop a weapon though. Look at that, instantly Q50 spawns. It's going to be so frustrating. Lightning gun down.
Gave away the rocket he just picked up as well. I mean, it's not such a big deal, but can all add up.
Yeah, ZDK up the bounce pad, comes out on top. Rocket against shotgun.
This is such a key battleground though between these two teams where DDK is now. You know, running this upper corridor. If you've got the weapons, if you've got a bit of armor, you can pick up so many kills.
Yeah, I mean, we're just switching point of view so rapidly there. Again, we switch. It's just so much combat over this zone. Both of these teams know how to play this map.
Yeah, and the one, of course, who controls the upper corridor has such a good position to, you know, take the red, or if they're not taking the red, do damage to the red. It's so vital.
I really want to emphasise how much of a difference since that substitution's come in. It's made. It's only a 10 frag margin now. We're up at what, 25? So it's all been towards Sito these last few minutes. Immortal, that's great defensive play. Takes out Zyrinx. He's got a lightning gun out of that one as well. He's got mega health. Oh, look at that cheeky rail, and he's being aggressed by Q50, who just goes straight into the lava.
That's
and
brilliant defense.
Gonna follow as well. Pavel's doubled up the power up then, and
That's not
surviving it
surprising.
out.
As soon as they defended that suit, I thought that must have been what was about to happen. They just committed to the suit and it didn't work.
And now the quad is the mega health as well. Switch around to the battle, so he's got 2 frags. Switch back to the quad.
And all the good work that Sito have done since 102 made that substitution has now been undone.
So quickly as well.
It's such a terrible feeling. I mean, they've worked hard to try and get back into this game, and it's all for nothing now. You know, they're back where they were.
I think they were a little bit rash the way they attacked the power-ups. Just rushing in there. Didn't seem like a cohesive strategy to move into the area. It seemed to choose Battlesuit when maybe quad was the better option to go and secure out. I mean, they're basically the same time, the power-ups. Battlesuit is slightly ahead, but not enough to make a massive difference. Oh, Q50, just as he gets a frag with a shotgun, they're railed instantly by Sasha. So frustrating. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. I mean, Sasha is just starting to build up his frag count now. He is at -4 net, but 5 frags on the board.
I don't think that's too bad. I mean, it's not like he's come in and he's gone, I don't know, -20 in a couple of minutes. You know, he couldn't have afforded to do that, obviously.
Kind of map you could do it on as well, and especially against Sito. Does a nice chunk of shotgun damage, but it's not going to be enough. And what Chris had picked up, what, 3 frags there? Drops his shotgun to Q50, who got the mega. And now this could be a key moment in the power-ups. Can Sito start to bring it back? You've got 20 seconds to a Battlesuit. Q50's just going down so easily in these situations.
Not a good time to lose these frags as well. I mean, they have to be careful. They've already given away double power from more than one occasion.
Great rocket by Immortal. He doesn't have the rockets to survive that one out, and Q50's come back in. He's come back in just a little bit too early on the platform. He's going to grab it, though. And Pavel going down with the quad, which means a free Battlesuit run. He needs some health, though. He doesn't need to rush this. He needs to be wary of any kind of threat. Picks up that 50 health. He's got 15 armor to his name as well with the shards. He can go aggressive on this lightning gunner. Just be pushed back too much. Chase through the telly.
I mean, you know, you are quite well protected with that suit, but you're not invulnerable, and there you go, he is down.
He's punished.
Surrounded, had no teammates nearby to help.
20 frag margin for. Now, let's put this into context. We did see a 20 frag margin on the previous map, that was turned around.
It was.
Excellent.
On a much slower map as well.
But you have to say, you know, the momentum is still with 102, they are playing the better game at the moment. They've taken double power up on numerous occasions. Things are going well for them on this map.
See Fortune moving in with the plasma of the small Q50. I mean, it just seems to be Q50 dying every 5 seconds. Oh, he still doesn't come out on top, and he'll be so frustrated by that again because the pummel, I mean, it's so close to the player, you'd expect it to get a double hit in, but he didn't.
It's just inexplicable sometimes. It feels like you're touching the player, but nothing's hitting.
Then Zyrinx runs out of rockets, leading up to the power-ups. This could be a good opportunity to Zyrinx just to wing himself off into the background and start stacking up. I mean, if he can get a good power-up run, and suddenly, with 3 sets of power-ups left, you're back in the game.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like this time 102 are going to settle for quad, perhaps? I'm not sure. I mean,
They come in, no, they're coming for Battlesuit. There's at least 3 of them at Battlesuit 4. Oh, that's a great counter. Look at them. Look at the damage he's doing. Fortune, that's amazing play. And they've doubled up the power-ups again. It looked certain that City were going to grab that one. I think Zyrinx dropped off too early. I'm going to switch around to the quad. It's survived as well.
Oh, that's terrible news for Cito.
Immortal playing a very safe game there. Switch back to Fortune with the Battlesuit. Well, they're not really meeting any Cito players.
No, but they're happy with the situation. There's less than 5 minutes to go. They've got both power-ups. They don't need to look for frags. They just need to make sure they stay in control of the important items. You know, frags aren't really a concern.
So Fortune grabbing that lower yellow armor and the rocket launcher at the back. He's been the guy we're seeing consistently going to these yellows. He ignores that one for some reason. I think because he's focused on this rail, but does miss out on the grab. Gets the frag. Nice work. This is a big run of the map they've got, actually. Wow, rail given away though by his teammate.
Good rails by Zyrinx.
That was the drop rail as well, and it's come back to haunt him. 5th impressive. Let's see if Zyrinx can start hitting his rails and dominating. It's another row. He's got 19 health. He's got to be so cautious in that window area, especially against a lightning gun. That just tear him to shreds instantly. Fortune coming at the bounce pad, punishing Zyrinx's positioning.
They're having real good degrees of fortune. Because, you know, they're getting so many spawn frags. We've seen how many times Q50's died. Minus 28 net. That is, you know, very unlike him. And we've seen Krista minus 11 net. So things are going so well for 102.
Oh, nice rocket jump up. What the hell, Fortune? That's insane, that attack. Rocket jumps up, shotgun this. The Battlesuit coming up. It's the penultimate power-ups. This is an extremely important set of power-ups. And the Battlesuit is in the hands of Immortal. Q50 with the quad, he's got 5 health. Needs this mega. Oh my god, that machine gun bullet. Bit of hit. He's down.
Yep. Nervy moments. He knows he has to do something, but he's not equipped to do it. No, he has to try and make something happen. He has no choice, but he's just not able to.
And 102 just surviving that one out again.
Yeah, and a 37 frag lead they have now.
It's getting to that point for where it's going to take something we haven't seen before, probably, to turn it around, because
it's going to take a miracle on the level of the resurrection to turn this one around. This.
Well, it's Christmas time, so maybe on 34th Street?
Maybe.
Immortal just standing still. I'm going to cycle away from him. Let's follow Sasha. We haven't seen him too much. Obviously the substitute mid-round. Mega health. He's got a chunk of armor as well. In this underground area, often underutilized. So many shards of armor there to utilize. Immortal avenging his death. Is he? He does. Gets Chris and he gets another frag as well.
To say Immortal has had a really good final. I mean, yet again, he is dominating the damage stats. This 8.4k damage, 24 net.
Immortal is a standout player. I mean,
We said that Pavel probably would be, but you know, based on the pings, I mean, Immortal's got the low ping. It was perhaps up to him to make sure that he does this good performance.
The way their team's set up is those are the two item grabbers. Pavel usually working around the Mega, and Immortal usually working around the Red. That's how it usually balances, with the other two players' support acts. Very effective ones.
1 minute warning.
Final battlesuit in the hands of Immortal. A quad, Pavel. And that was a big weakness in their game core. The power-up play. The possible weakness that Sito could exploit. It hasn't happened because they've been the more dominant of the power-up plays.
Yeah, I mean, you think back to some of their group games where their power-up play at times was appalling, and they've completely turned everything around now for this final. When it matters, they put in absolutely brilliant performance in all 3 maps.
Zaring's getting aggressive, trying to get that kill. He still doesn't get it. It must be so frustrating for Sito. Second season in a row, they've reached the final. This season, they didn't even drop a single map until the final. This time, they've been comprehensively beaten 3 maps to 0 by the now 2 times champions. Deliberate Murder, all the way from Russia. Outstanding achievement.
Blue wins.
It is really well played. But I can't believe it is. This is another knockout game. Grand final. It's a 3-0 again.
What's going on? Every single knockout game was 3-0. Amazing. Well, we didn't see the third place match, but we're going to go to a quick ad and then we'll be right back